me. Hi, I'm Drew Decker with US Geological Survey, and welcome to today's Hydro Community Call. So today what we're going to be doing, having a very nice presentation by Annalisa Stasey with USGS. She's an NHD partner support. Her topic will be on the new GeoPackage format. Annalisa, if you're ready.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the January 2022 Hydrography Community Call. My name is Annalisa Stasey, and I am a cartographer with the Hydrography Partner Support Section at the National Geospatial Technical Operations Center. In today's presentation, we will discuss the new GeoPackage format data we will be offering with our hydrography downloadable products. Greg Cox will be serving as a co-presenter for today's presentation. Greg is the Senior NHD Applied Researcher in the Topographic Applied Research section. Greg, please take it away.
So GeoPackage is an OGC standard. It's built on an SQL-like database, and it has a particular schema with a spatial focus. You all can read as well as I can, but just some quick background on it. It handles vector and raster datasets, and it has various extensions that allow it to handle things like tiling of both vector and raster datasets, metadata in a particular way. It is a OGC format as mentioned, and so people who would like to generate their own extensions are able to, and they might then become part of the regular distribution of the dataset if it's considered worthwhile. One of the beauties of GeoPackage is it's 140 terabytes. As far as I'm aware, nobody has hit that limit yet, but let's see. And it's also very useful in terms of cross-portability through open source and also Esri and other proprietary software packages. Because it is a database container, it supports direct use. That is, you download one data package. There's no extract, transform, load functionality necessary. There's no need to agglomerate various datasets into one and things of that nature that things like shapefile often have to handle. The USGS, in fact, the Department of Interior since 1953, Circular A16, and has been in place. Last up at that date was 2016, and then there's a mandate, executive order, to basically provide our data to the public in the best accessible format. The GDA codified this through Congress, so now it's becoming even more prevalent. The main thing directing the use of GeoPackage or similar things is the Open Data Act. This was signed into law 2019, and the idea is that every data set has to be available in a format that is accessible to everybody, and especially formats that are non-proprietary. And their overriding intent, as it states here, is to foster greater public and private sector use of federal data to encourage innovative and data-driven process. In a sense, it allows people like researchers, smaller companies that don't have access to, or the budgeting for proprietary software packages, things of that nature, to proceed and still use the data and make it accessible. USGS has been investigating GeoPackage in various forms, and it's being used across the agency. My efforts a couple of years back were directed to look into using GeoPackage, in fact, step one back, to look into a non-proprietary format, and GeoPackage was decided as the most suitable format, rather than say Postgres and PostGIS and things of that nature. And now we're back to Annalisa.
Great. Thank you so much, Greg. Thank you for the background on why we're using GeoPackage, and now we're going to discuss what changes users will notice with the new GeoPackage format. We will offer GeoPackage format data for all hydrography products, including NHD, WBD, and NHDPlus HR. GeoPackage is an additional product offering, so geodatabase and shapefile format products will still be available for download. If you are more comfortable using geodatabase data, then please continue to download your data in that format. The GeoPackage is a non-proprietary format, meaning it is not tied to a single software package. In contrast, geodatabases function best in Esri software. GeoPackage is compatible with many software packages, including QGIS, which is free. Users who manipulate hydrography data using programming tools such as R and Python will find some benefits to utilizing the GeoPackage over geodatabases and shapefiles. The GeoPackage is better at handling large table operations and does not have lock files. Most users are familiar with ArcPro and ArcMap, so we're going to illustrate the differences you will see when utilizing GeoPackage data in ArcMap. Here is a comparison chart displaying the differences between geodatabase and GeoPackage format products. Feature classes and tables are supported in the GeoPackage format. Feature datasets are not supported in the GeoPackage format. Relationship classes are not supported in the GeoPackage format, but users then can create these manually if they wish. All attributes with coded value domains will have a new attribute added. The new attribute will be the name of the attribute plus underscore description. The existing attribute will contain the integer value, and the new attribute will contain the domain description text from the coded value domain. Lastly, geometric networks are not supported for NHD and NHDPlus HR, HU4, HU8 level GeoPackage format products. Feature classes and table names will look different. Now we will discuss some of the differences you'll see with the new GeoPackage format hydrography data. Once you extract the data and load it into ArcMap, it will look similar to a geodatabase. The overall structure for the data will be the same. The number of feature classes and tables will be identical. The number of features in the feature classes and tables will be identical between formats. GeoPackage feature classes and tables will have the word main appended onto them when loaded into ArcMap and ArcPro. This is an Esri construct and cannot be removed. It will not affect the product in any way. It is simply a naming convention used by Esri for GeoPackage products. Linked here is an Esri document on how to use OGC GeoPackages in ArcGIS Pro. The graphic on the left displays the GeoPackage product when loaded into ArcCatalog. As you can see, the word main is appended onto all feature class and table names. This will not affect the functionality of the product. In QGIS, the GeoPackage product displays as expected with no additional characters appended onto the feature class or table name. GeoPackage extents must be calculated in ArcMap. The extent is the display boundary of the data. When GeoPackage data is loaded into ArcMap, users will be prompted to select whether they want to calculate the extent using the input extent or the spatial references domain extent. If you do nothing and wait, it will calculate the extent on its own. We suggest that users do not take any action at this point. In ArcPro, the software will calculate the extent on its own. Users are not prompted to select an extent in ArcPro. Here is a video demonstration of what this process will look like. In this video, we will load an NHD flowline feature class from the GeoPackage format NHD data into the map document. As you can see, it takes a few seconds for ArcMap to determine the layer's extent. Once the extent is calculated, the data loads into the map document. GeoPackage uses lowercase attribute names. Attribute casing within attribute tables is different between the geodatabase and GeoPackage products. In the top graphic, we see the difference between the alias and the name of the field in the attribute table for the geodatabase format product. The geodatabase field names are in lowercase, but will display in camel case as seen in the alias field. Camel case is a naming convention where the first letter of a word is capitalized and allows for mixed casing. This change occurred as part of the database migration. The GeoPackage product will contain only lowercase attribute names. The lower graphic displays no difference between the alias and name of the field for GeoPackage format products. They will be lowercase. We talked about this on the October 2021 Hydrography community call. This change was necessary as part of a database migration that occurred in conjunction with the new data model release. You can review this presentation on the USGS YouTube channel. Unique identifiers must be selected in ArcMap for GeoPackage. When GeoPackage table data is loaded into ArcMap, users will be prompted to select the unique identifier field for the data. Select Object ID and click Finish. Please note that users will not need to take this action in ArcPro. Next, we will see a video demonstration of what this looks like. We will load the NHD Reach Code Maintenance table into an ArcMap document. When you drop the table into the map document, it prompts the user to select the unique identifier field for the data. Click Finish. The table then loads successfully. In ArcPro, the software will calculate the unique identifier field on its own. Users are not prompted to select a unique identifier field when utilizing GeoPackage data in ArcPro. Coded domain values are not supported in GeoPackage. Attribute fields containing coded value domains will contain the coded value in integer form. A new description field that contains descriptive text of the coded value domain is added to the attribute table. The description fields are the text description of the coded value that was listed domain. For the entire list of coded value domains, please see the model poster for the product of interest. These can be found on the National Hydrography webpage. The number of records in the files are the same, but the number of attributes in feature classes with coded value domains will increase to include the description fields. As we can see here, the F-code field contains the numerical value of the F-code, and the F-code _ description field contains the text description of that value. The NHD Flowline feature class contains several description fields for the coded value domains. In this demonstration, we will load the NHD Flowline feature class into an ArcMap document and view the attribute table. ArcMap will prompt the user to select an extent. If you wait, it will automatically load the data. Once the data loads, it will function like a normal feature class in a geodatabase. You can open the attribute table by right-clicking the feature class. Here we open the feature class and view the attribute table where you will notice the differences. The field names are all lowercase. You will notice the new _ description fields. Users may choose to move the description fields next to the original coded value domain field so it is easier to crosswalk the value with the description text field. Coded value domains are listed on the NHD model version 2.3 poster and are broken into two categories: feature code domains and non-feature code domains. The download link to this poster is found on the slide. Coded value domains listed on the NHDPlus HR model version 2.0 poster include many of the ones listed on the NHD model poster. Additional coded value domains specific to NHDPlus HR are listed here. Coded value domains are listed on the WBD model version 2.3 poster. GeoPackage does not support relationship classes. Relationship classes are contained within the NHD, WBD, and NHDPlus HR geodatabase products. Here is a screenshot of the relationship classes from the NHD model poster. The relationship classes are used to navigate the various metadata tables within the NHD data. Relationship classes are not supported in GeoPackage, but can easily be created by the user using relates in ArcMap or ArcPro. For example, users can build a relate from the NHD Flowline feature class to the NHD metadata table using PermID and MetaProcessID. GeoPackage does not support feature datasets. Geodatabase products contain feature datasets which are an Esri construct. GeoPackage does not support feature datasets. The picture below shows the catalog view for the NHD geodatabase. Hydrography and WBD feature datasets exist in the NHD geodatabase data. These will not be present in the GeoPackage data. GeoPackage does not support geometric networks. Geometric networks are found in NHD and NHDPlus HR, HU4, and HU8 geodatabase data and can be used in ArcMap. The geometric network is an Esri construct and will not exist in GeoPackage data. ArcPro utilizes the trace network. We've talked a lot about what GeoPackage does not support. The GeoPackage will have a populated flow table. The NHD flow table is populated in GeoPackage products at the HU4 and HU8 level for NHD products. It will contain an added description field, but will function similarly to the geodatabase products. Keep in mind that the NHD flow table is not populated at the state level. To reiterate, the NHD flow table will only be populated at the HU4 and HU8 levels. The NHDPlus flow table will be populated for the HU4 and HU8 level GeoPackage products in the NHDPlus HR. The populated flow table will allow you to perform network analyses and network trace independently of ArcMap. All GeoPackage products will be larger than their geodatabase counterpart. This is due to the additional description fields contained in the data. The shapefile format will be the largest of the three. GeoPackage format products will be available from the downloadable products directory, ScienceBase, and the national map. During the October Hydrography community call, we discussed changes to the Hydrography downloadable products folder structure. During that call, we also mentioned the new GeoPackage format that will soon be released. Let's quickly review the downloadable products folder structure changes. The red X's indicate folders that are being removed. The green hatched folders indicate new folders that are being added. For NHD, we will remove the high resolution folders and add GeoPackage folders as this data is produced. This will make downloading NHD data less confusing. For NHDPlus HR, we will remove the beta folder and replace it with a VPU folder containing current and archive folders. Existing data will be placed in the current folder and moved to archive as it is refreshed. We will also populate the GeoPackage folder as this data is produced. Raster data will be contained in a separate folder. These changes will benefit our users in several ways. First, there will be less confusion between the downloads of the NHD and NHDPlus HR products. Second, by removing the high resolution folder, it will be easier to access NHD data. Third, NHD, WBD, and NHDPlus HR will be released in the GeoPackage format over the coming months. Future GeoPackage products will be written to a new GeoPackage folder as they are published. And lastly, these changes are needed to support new product versions for NHDPlus HR, which will soon be released. In the first phase of implementation, we will re-baseline the entire system and update the folder structure. We will generate all NHD downloadable hydrography products into the new folder directory and generate the new GeoPackage products in addition to our typical product offerings of geodatabase and shapefile. During the first phase of implementation, we will update the WBD HU2, NHD HU4, NHD HU8, and NHD state products to include the new GeoPackage format. We hope to have this phase complete by the end of January 2022. During the second phase of implementation, we will update the WBD National, NHD National, NHDPlus HR HU4, NHDPlus HR HU8, and NHDPlus HR National products to include the new GeoPackage format. You will see these changes come live over the next few months. Here is a summary of differences and changes to expect with the new GeoPackage format release. We will release GeoPackage format data for all hydrography products, including NHD, WBD, and NHDPlus HR. Coded domain values are not supported in GeoPackage. Attribute fields containing coded value domains will contain the coded value in integer form. A new description field that contains descriptive text of the coded value domain will be added to the attribute table. All attribute names will be lowercase. Geometric networks are not supported in GeoPackage and will not exist on any GeoPackage products. Relationship classes are not supported in GeoPackage and will not be included with the data. Users can create these on their own. Feature datasets are not supported in GeoPackage and will no longer exist. The product will now contain a singular list of feature classes and tables in the GeoPackage container. These products will function like geodatabases in ArcMap and ArcPro. Thank you.
Thank you, Annalisa. Thank you, Greg. A few questions that are starting to pop up in the chat, and we can cover those now. Okay.
There were two questions in the chat for Annalisa. One, will a tutorial video be created for how to use GeoPackage?
That is a good question. I have not planned on creating a tutorial video, but rather pointing out further information on our National Hydrography webpage. Maybe a tutorial might be something that is more relevant to put on the webpage. So thank you for that idea. And yes, more information about the GeoPackage will be coming out on the National Hydrography webpage here in the next few weeks.
The second question was, are the relationships set up as foreign keys in the GeoPackage SQLite database?
We don't have any relationships set up in the GeoPackage products at this time. Users can create those just as you would with a relate. However, Greg, I'm not as familiar with the additional functionality of GeoPackage. Do you know any more about that?
I think what Fred is asking is in RDBMSs, you can have a primary key, like a unique identifier. So there are going to be some unique identifiers, and Annalisa is still working as part of DPG's efforts to look into how to code those unique identifiers. There's another question here. I can help with this one too, Annalisa. It says, the GeoPackage is larger than file geodatabases. In my experience, not really, but I think denormalizing by adding in the descriptions for all of the coded domain values is blowing it out a little bit. Annalisa and I were chatting about this morning. The developers are going to be using vacuum or more particularly deflate to bring those down somewhat. GeoPackage is an efficient format, so even if it is larger, it's not going to, I don't think there'll be any speed impact because they're attribute data, not vector data. Do you have anything to add there, Annalisa?
Nope, we're still doing a little bit of final tweaking on the way that we're compressing the data. As Greg said, we're looking at using deflate instead of vacuum to do that. We're currently seeing the GeoPackage product be quite a bit bigger than the geodatabase, so we're hoping to bring down that size differential a little bit.
And with all of these processes, the first couple of versions out the gate need to be tweaked, and they'll be refined as Annalisa proceeds, directing her developers. There was another question here, Annalisa. Given that GeoPackage format is not cloud optimized, will the US develop software that allows users to subset datasets on the fly? My particular approach to that, if I was trying to do that, would be to maybe use the national data set and to use the services, web services, maybe approach it in that direction. The data sets themselves, GeoPackages are very efficient if you're using the software. So subsetting, you might be able to do that within the software itself. My understanding is there is no plans currently to do that. Sorry, note that in Alaska, they're not HU4s, they're HU8s because of the aerial extent of the Alaskan hucks. So the data set size will be a different huck level, but it'll be kind of a similar, impact of data set size. If that makes sense. I think that's all the questions, Drew.
Any other questions? Feel free to speak up, right up to the chat, and we'll cover them here. We don't have any. We'll go ahead and, oh, here we go. Here's another one. You mentioned that the state extracts will be available in GeoPackage this month. Will state extracts in GeoDatabase also be available?
Yes, we're very excited about that. It's been over a year and we will finally be regenerating the state extracts. So I'm really hoping we can have that all out by the end of the month. And all of the formats will generate concurrently. So if we're going to regenerate GeoPackage, of course, the geodatabase and shapefile extracts will be regenerated as well.
Thank you. Another question: Will state geodatabases have geometric networks?
No, state geodatabases will not have geometric networks. No, they will not. You can generate it on your own, though, using the utilities.
Okay. Well, Annalisa, Greg, thank you guys very much for the presentation and helping answering the questions. Really, I'd like to do for the moment switch gears to some announcements. For today, I would like to begin with Kevin McNinch, who has an announcement he wants to share with everybody.
Yeah, thanks, Drew. Yeah, we just wanted to make an announcement for an upcoming change to some of the map services. So we do host some ArcGIS server dynamic map services for hydrography for the NHD and WBD and NHDPlus HR. So if you're not aware of these, just as a public service, these are available and you're more than welcome to use these, and they do have some good utility, especially for quickly finding some data without having to download. But we do have this NHDPlus HR service that I'm just going to open the description on real quick. And we are going to do some changes to this probably in February. Just wanted to kind of let everyone know ahead of time that we're going to be changing this map service. We're going to be adding some more data and updating the data in it as well and making it much more up to date. But there could be an impact to the layers that we have here. So the real announcement is just be aware if you're using this map service in code or in a geoprocessing service or something. We're trying to minimize the impact, but we're going to add some more layers and it may change the index order of these. So if you access this service using the index order of these layers, you may have a change to deal with, just as an FYI. We'll be publishing a news article. So if you're not aware of the news site on the USGS.gov National Hydrography page, we have news articles that we publish that get summarized in a newsletter that gets sent out, but we will be publishing the full details here as we finalize them probably within the next month. And that's all I had. So thanks, Drew.
Okay, any other announcements that anyone has? I think we've got everything covered. So no announcements. Again, thank you very much, Annalisa and Greg. Great presentation. So thanks. Have a great day.